win it back quickly. Smith are inviting pressure, and they're in here. Nakati! What a roar from the Mariners! The comeback kings could be doing it again. It's flipped on towards the back post and turned in. Maguire Drew was there, and he might just have got the goal that sends Grimsby back to the Football League.
Steadies himself, he's favourite to take it on the left foot, over the free kick comes, deep in towards the 6-yard area, the keeper's committed himself, and then it's still towards the goal, and the Mariners have taken the lead, and it's Danny Rose who's got his first goal of the season. Bradford got into a pick-up. Green, who controls it well and then shifts it around Kelly the defender, and is away here. Green has support from Sven Staunton inside the penalty area, dragged it onto his left boot and scores his very first goal in English football at the start of his second half.
Good evening, Steve. Thank you for joining me again. Nice to see you.
Good evening. Nice to see you, David. How are we doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. All the better for a nice 3 points at the weekend. A decent performance.
Yeah, it was a fantastic game. One of the best. I was talking to some guys at work about it today, and saying one went. He said it's one of the best we've seen for quite a few years, to be honest.
Yeah, and I think we were in a position where you can see what we're trying to do at last, which is positive, considering where we've been over the last few years in some ways. But we kick off the week with the visit of Sheff Wednesday, the much awaited visit of our old foes from South Yorkshire, and I think for me it was a proverbial game of two halves. What did you make of it?
Well, the first half we were both there, weren't we? So it was first half we were really comfortable. I thought, well, this is going to be okay game. We're going to be first half 1-0, and we came out second half like we just expected to carry on, and it didn't happen. And they got the two quick goals.
Good goal from Nick Janet in the first half, and I think was it Sven Thorson at the bar as well.
That's it. Yeah, we hit the bar. That would have been 2-0, and anything's possible then.
Yeah, but what became clearer just after half-time, not long after half-time, was that Sheff Wednesday were determined not to lose, and having got plan B on the bench with some of their championship stars, they decided to unleash them on us. And that's
I said, a bit of showed us respect. I thought they've got to bring the big stars on, big guns on, to beat us. And they did, and I know Sheff Wednesday aren't doing very well in the league, are they? They've lost 3 now, I think, but they've still got some good players, and they proved it that night.
Yeah,
but they had to bring them on. They had to bring them on to beat us.
I think you're right, and I think two things that and David Artell talked to it in his aftermatch. He said, he was impressed that they brought their big guns just in case, and secondly, he was pleased. Well, not pleased, but pleased they had to bring them on to win. And,
because
right.
their bench was so strong compared to ours. And
Barry Bannon was just stroking the ball about for fun money, putting it where he wanted it, had it on a string, didn't he?
Yeah, it's amazing how good players. The 2 leagues difference. They are better players, aren't they? Somehow, our players are good players.
Well, skillful players, to be professionals, don't they, to get to a certain level?
They've all got to be good players, yeah. It's just how they see, the difference in the qualities and the skills, and it's all data in it now. But But we've beaten Premier League teams recently, haven't we? Southampton.
Yeah.
So we can do it. It's just if they're committed to the cup and that.
Yeah.
They definitely look like they're up for it in the second half. So
yeah, definitely switch up, and we are, we're struggling, aren't we? We're thin on the ground in terms of numbers. We've got a couple in, which we'll come to in a minute. But with Curtis Thompson out, Jordan Davies out, we're relying on Kieran Green in midfield with Evan Corey, who's done okay. But it's not the best position you want to be in. So after the first half, you felt that we weren't too badly off.
No, it was good. The first half was really good, and then second half, we'd say, just came out a bit of sleep, really, didn't we? And then 2 goals, and then didn't really get back into it after. And then they bought us. Well, they changed. They made some subs at half time, so they realised they had to change it.
Yeah, but very much. Sorry, Steve.
I wasn't too disappointed, really. Expected to sort of not. You sort of hope to win, don't you? Especially after we're 1-0 up at half time. But at the end, we weren't too disappointed.
Any game you turn up to, you want to win. I think from my perspective, I went in thinking this is a bit of a free hit. If we win, great. If we don't, we don't. And when we let that goal in, I'm thinking, oh, it might get to penalties. But they just blew us away. And I think the last couple of goals probably were pretty cruel on the scoreline. It didn't feel like a 5-1, but that was it. The final score: Grimsby 1, Sheff Wednesday 5. And I think probably the best said about that is already done. We can move on. Concentrate on the league for now.
Moving on.
So later in the week saw the close of the transfer window. Lots of Town fans waiting with bated breath for us to pack the midfield out with more quality. Managed to bring in a couple of young players, one of which was a long-term target for us from Luton, Jaden Luca, and then an old favourite of ours, Bikwu. Bikwu coming back. So we look forward to seeing.
Sounded like he could go to several clubs. By the sound of it.
Yeah, apparently he's carrying the same injury as Danny Rose, if you can call it an injury, condition. He's got a strained lower muscle or a painful lower muscle ligament. Good news on that is that he can train on it and not do any more damage. The downside is it hurts a lot. So I think he's a couple of weeks away from playing, which is typical for us.
Right.
And Jaden Luca from Luton, highly rated apparently.
Yeah. He's. I don't know if he had some other clubs he could go to, or we seem to have a decent relationship with Luton, don't we?
Yeah, I think you made a point the other day about John McAtee had probably had a word with him as well, and sort of recommended or otherwise. But you can't imagine he said anything bad.
And Bikwu from Coventry, I think he had several League One clubs that he could have gone to. I didn't realise that I don't know if you heard it, David Artelli played with Mark Robbins.
Yes.
For 5 years.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
So they know each other. I don't know for who, but so they must have a good relationship as well. And I think was he 20?
Yeah,
a big crew.
2021.
So he's come back to a club where he was here last season and happy and welcome. It's good, isn't it?
Well,
it's good for the club must be doing something right.
And I think one of the things we're getting better at, one is having good relationships with other clubs who we're taking players on loan from. Justin Bikwu is an example of that, in that obviously wants to come back, so it can't have been that bad. We must be convincing the club that it's good for him, and in both his case and Jaden Luca's case, I expect that we also think that we've also convinced the players it's good for them as well, because David Artell's big on we've said what we can do for them, and
that's right.
They have to present now, don't they, to be interviewed by the players at these clubs now. So.
The club's come such a long way, regarding like personnel, and who does like David Artelli's a coach, isn't he? He's head coach. Doesn't have to deal with all the other stuff, managing stuff that he used to deal with at Crew, I think. So he can concentrate on players.
Yeah, no, exactly. And
developing players.
And I think That's it. That's a good thing. That he hasn't got to worry about other stuff. And I think the other thing about the transfer window, we didn't manage to bring in another replacement for Curtis Thompson, a number 6, if you like. There was a lot of negative press on Twitter and the likes for people moaning about it. But I took the view, at the end of the day, if you're going to moan at the players or groan at the club and all the rest of it, think about it in the opposite way. The guys that are here are the ones that wanted to be here, and they're the ones that deserve the support.
Absolutely.
So get behind them.
Absolutely.
By all means, in 10 games' time, if we're bottom of the league, playing absolutely crap, have your say. Don't make it personal, but I've criticised them then, but for God's sake, give them a chance.
Yeah, definitely. So, they want to be here, don't they? So they've got him. He's got them in.
Yeah, and they're the ones. Whether
we'll see how we go.
Yeah, whether we like them or not is another matter. But they're the ones that have shown a commitment, and we thank them for it. So moving on to Saturday's game, again Bradford for the second time in 17 days. We beat him in the cup in a thrilling 9-8 penalty shootout with 20 penalties needed to knock them out. And I think the Bradford fans, picking up on intel before the game, were really hopeful of revenge and picking us off because they have a much better squad allegedly. So
allegedly,
what did you make of the game, Steve? What was your thoughts?
I thought we played brilliantly. I thought it was one of the best team performances I've seen for quite a few years, really. I don't want to say like back to the Buckley days, but it was passing and moving from the back. And that goal, JDS Svan Thorson's goal from the back was just like like a Buckley move. To be honest, passing out from the back.
I had trouble seeing it from where I was.
Yeah, well, I just saw it on the video. So where was you then, David?
I was on my way back from the toilet. As was, I note, Lloyd Griffith from Twitter, who said, "Where was I when all this was going off? Stood with me todger in my hands at the back of the fenders." So I didn't feel quite so bad to know that one or two other people had fallen for the not being quick enough back from the loo at half time.
I just got back into the ground, and then I just saw the ball being put in the back of the net. Like, and I was like, "It's like you. I've not missed a goal for a long time. Yeah. We don't score very often in the early on in the game.
No, we don't score that often in the pontoon end, but never mind.
No.
Anyway, as I said to you on Saturday, I'll take the win rather than draw 1-1 just because I wanted to see the goals. So I'll take that. But no, I think you're right. Some great,
really good goal.
Some great moves, even on the missed chances. There was a fantastic move to put Corey in, and he blasted it over the bar. Which was brilliant. The Svan Thorson goal started at left back with Denver Hume.
Yeah, Hume, he turned inside.
Yeah,
instead of just hoofing it, well, not hoofing it, but passing it up, up the line, which we used to do all the time. Just play it forward up the line. He moved inside, and then tried to, it's a risk to do that because you could lose the ball. Yeah, but you're not expecting it sometimes in this league, so it moved it in quick. Yeah, and
then
up to Greeny.
The midfielder knocks it across the pitch to the other side, and it switches play. It makes the pitch really big for the opposition, doesn't it? My old mantra: do what the opposition doesn't want you to do, and I said it first time there. Just wait till we get the outtakes out, and Greeny, just rolled his man, didn't he?
He rolled him, and that. So I was like, he was in on the right hand side there, whereas Svan Thorson would be, but he ran with him, didn't he? Parallel with him.
It was
Greeny's doing the
it was almost rugby league-esque in that you've got a man on your shoulder waiting for the pass. I'm here
and the pass from Greeny.
I'm here when you want me.
The pass from and the pass from Greeny. And there it starts. He didn't. He just sort of. He was still running, and he just sort of passed it as he was still running. So didn't expect it. It was quite early.
Yeah, you expect to stop and check and pass, don't you?
Stop. Defender. That's what he would do, not in previous seasons, but it's obviously a new Greeny.
And Svan Thorson's quick feet. I'm really starting to notice that now. He's bamboozles the opposition with his feet.
He said he thought when he got the ball, he knew he was going to have to take another one touch.
Yeah.
And then he put it through the legs of the defender. I think.
But he went totally the opposite way. Everybody's expecting him to open his body.
Yeah, that one bit of skill.
Yeah, he just rolled it in, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. And
he's going to be a big player for us.
Yeah, I've had a look at some of his YouTube show reels today.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that running off the shoulder of the player driving forward once or twice. Yeah. And I think as well we can get him away with his pace as well. I think he's got a long stride. He's not big, is he? He's not a massive tall lad or anything.
Not massive. He's
got a long stride. He's very slight, isn't he? So shifts.
Yeah. So no, he's not a winger, is he? He's more of a just like he can play anywhere across the front there. But just get.
Yeah, he's dangerous. I think that move I talked about, the Corey one where he blasted it over, was the one where Svan Thorsen picked it up and ran diagonally across the pitch, which again is your opposition have to spread out, don't they?
Oh, that run from Svan Thorsen.
Yeah.
Across. But yeah, that was good. And Greeny, I think Greeny was on the edge of that one, a little shimmy, and then Corey missed it, but it's Greeny on that edge there again.
He just snapped it, got caught leaning back just as he struck it, but another day he scores, and probably he's one of them where he'll get a goal and it'll be easier.
I've seen that from another angle, actually, from where it was the angle from where the cross came in to him, and he was a little bit further out than I thought he was, and he turned and hit it on the turn. And
he could probably have took a touch, couldn't he?
He could have done. I think he could have done, but to hit it on the turn and score, it was a little bit harder than I thought. I thought he was closer in.
Yeah, it would have looked great if he'd have finished it off.
That would have been a great goal. I'd say that would have been 2-0.
And then when you think it could quite easily have been 3 or 4-0, I don't think there was any dispute about that with Town fans or Bradford fans for that matter.
No, I've seen a lot of Bradford fans saying that we were a better team, and
we still managed to make it hard for ourselves by letting a goal in with about 12 minutes to go. Sanderson
won't be Town, would it?
One's back, no. And I think the one thing that was notable about that goal was the save from Jordan Wright, spilt straight in front of the striker. It's really frustrating. Yeah. I saw it at the time. I said to you, didn't I? Watching it back on telly, I haven't changed my view.
No, he spilled it. He should have caught it or parried it further wide, or didn't do great there. Need to work on that.
My only hope with that is that it's something you can work on with Stephen Crowdson and try and get into a position where what happens when that happens? You've got something close in, just make sure it gets pushed out the way, not right back to the I'm sure
how old is he? How old is Jordan Wright? I'm not sure because
I've got him as about 24 in head.
Yeah, not old then, is he, for a goal? Keeper, like he's probably a good shot stop. He's got everything about him. He just the odd error in him that. I think
he's 25.
So
the problem you've got is keeper makes an error there. It's a goal. Defender makes a mistake on the halfway line, or a midfielder up front. It's Corey blasts over the bar. It's gone, isn't it? It's not necessarily a talking point for the reason the game was won or lost, but
goalies
have gone to draw that game at the finish or lost it like we would have last year. We would have been pointing to that and said, "Oh God, there we go. That's his fault." He'll get away with it this time, but he's got to cut it.
Would have drawn that game probably last season, and the Cheltenham game would have probably lost it.
Yeah, and I actually think notwithstanding things like the Crawley game where we 2-1, 2-2, and we still lost it in the last minute when we looked to be doing all right. And I think, like I say, it was said, wasn't it, by the players after the game, we'd have lost one or both of them games last year, and we're 2 from 2 at home.
We definitely would have lost that. Our heads would have gone down and would have gone home. But we got two wins out of 2.
Yeah, and I hear also that we're actually 4 from 4 at home in the last 4 games at home. So that must be the last couple of games of the season. So
yes. Well, Bradford included the Bradford game as well. The cup game.
Yeah,
3.
Which was technically a draw, but we're taking it as a win.
We just need to get a win on Saturday.
That'd be brilliant.
Back it up.
That it would be really good. I mean, we haven't done that. It won't be one of the longest teams to go back to back without back to back wins, along with Rotherham or something.
Yeah, March 23, isn't it?
Yeah. Would you?
And the other thing would like is a clean sheet. just the.
It would be
I'm
nice.
not too clean sheets. As long as we win a game,
Yeah.
but just to not concede a goal would be good.
It's a good habit to get into, isn't it?
Yeah, just I mean, like 1-0. If we win Chesterfield 1-0, if we go there and win 1-0.
Yeah.
But I'll be happy with 2-1. But if we can just get a clean sheet.
Be happy with. I'm not greedy, but I'd be happy with a repeat of last time. 4-1.
4-1.
McAtee and O'Callaghan scoring rockets. That's not going to happen again.
No. Great game that was, wasn't
it? Yeah. Charles Vernam to do the same instead. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But so that's the Bradford game. Like I say, I think we're all in agreement. Great entertainment, and you'd like to think if we play like that and it don't come off, and there's a 2-2 draw or whatever, at least if you can see what we're doing and it's entertaining, you'll appreciate the fact that we're in
I can watch that.
Right
Yes, if we play like that rest of the season, then it's going to be a good season.
If we'd have gone 1-0 up under Hurst, for example, that game would have been passing it around at the back, then probably let one in the last minute, and then he'd have made some subs or something like that, wouldn't he?
He'd have brought some subs on in the 95th minute or something.
Yeah, so we can live with that, can't we? And like I say, it's pressure. It's one game, but at least you can see, and bear in mind, it's also without necessarily our best players on the pitch. So fair play to the lads who've come in, and I think special mention to Greeny, because he's been superb this season, particularly in the home games. He's been absolutely superb getting us from back to front.
It's unbelievable. Different players. As I said to you, someone on Twitter said it's going to be like a Scooby-Doo moment. Going to unveil him, and he's going to be either Beckham or Iniesta or something.
I think he heard on that, looking at the clips from the game, and the Sky commentator in one clip called him Kevin Green or something like that. And I thought, that's it. It's not him. It's somebody else. But no,
he just looks. I think he's lost a bit of weight. Maybe
he's always had the commitment and effort. He's not the most technically gifted player. And we've said this time and time again. I've heard lots of other people say the same. I'm sure he would probably agree with us. But bloody hell, he's doing a great job in terms of just running.
But you got to think what David Artell says all the time. He's there to make players better.
Yeah.
Improve them, and he's probably working on Green. Yeah. You might have seen something and said, "Look, don't just run. Get the ball, control it, little drag back. Try it. Yeah. Don't just go for."
And he said, there's one the other night after the game. He said, "There's one thing Greeny's got." He said, "It's hell of an engine," and he says he can run ranging forward. And he says, "There's one thing that's no fun as a defender is chasing it back. Hate it."
Do to them what they don't want to do.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Yeah,
it's easier for you to say than it is me. Clearly.
Yeah.
So
kiss my one.
Yeah, Greeny, and also I'll give Corey his due. Evan Corey, young lad. Many feel it's the season he's got to turn up and do it. He's a youngish lad, but he won't be a youngish lad forever. And he's been trying to get that breakthrough, and he seems to have got it now. And he's not let us down wherever he's been. He had a torrid time in the Notts game, but I think he's been great.
Yeah, but he'll play fullback there, didn't he? It's not his position. Yeah. So I think he's got a bit about him as well, a bit of feistiness.
Yeah.
I've seen it in that game, Bradford game. He's not shy to go up against them. I think he's 20.
Yeah.
And he's got a bit in him. I think he's going to be a good player for us.
Yeah.
I've always liked him when I've seen him play like that.
He seems to have beefed up. He's a bit more beastly now, and he's.
Well, I thought he was older than 20, but he's only 20, so. Yeah, he's definitely a bit beefed up a bit, and he's going to be a big player for us. And he'll keep playing like he has done. He needs a goal, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Get a goal and keep Thompson out.
Yeah, he's 21. So if he gets a good run.
21. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
If he gets a good run of games, that's where he needs to be, isn't it? Getting a run of games and then showing what he can do for us.
Yeah, he's getting a run of games now.
Yeah, exactly. So. Moving on, David Artell had a bit of a rough ride over the past few weeks and months. Just wanted to sort of shout him out, really, to say we can see what he's trying to do. Last year, he probably tried to do it too soon, if anything, and that was admitted, and they had a big sort of heads up. Now he's got his own players. It seems to have come together a bit quicker. So he's got the pick of players, knows what those players can do, and we're seeing it. So
I've seen it. Yeah,
hats off to him on that front. And I think the other thing is, and I'd not appreciated this, and again it was something off social media earlier in the week, was think of the bad luck he has had, in all the injuries and stuff that we've had recently, new players, no luck at all. Signed Jordan Davis, coup of a transfer for us, and within 2-3 games he's injured for 3 months. But also not forgetting rather, he's inherited a dispirited squad, didn't he? When he came, they were pretty much devoid of ideas. He lost his father. He lost a player in Calamanley to cancer, which, if isn't bad enough for the player, is quite bad for the club as well, isn't it? Morale wise, and oh my God, well, one of our guys is down with that.
Absolutely, yeah. It's not good. Yeah, he didn't lose him. He didn't. I know you put a note on the lost a player. He didn't die, but
no. And he's come back, and it's a real good news story that. But at the time, it's a young lad he's been closely linked to in his crew days, and to lose him for a period with that. I'd say the great news is he's back now, and he's like a new signing in staying for another year, and I think he appreciated what the club did for him. But he also lost the young lad in the accident as well.
That's right.
Young Cam, didn't he? So
Cameron, that was all quite in a such short period, wasn't it? Yeah, if you think about it like that.
So you add all that stuff up, and he must have thought, "Christ, what have I done wrong? Somebody's punishing me." And it's not necessarily about him, but he's had a lot to deal with. And with a fair weather and some positive on his part of the players he's picked, I'm hoping that things turn around nicely for him, because he deserves it, I think.
Well, I think it is doing, and I think he's getting better at interviewing and as well. He's getting a bit more confident.
Cagey. He don't want to give away, what we're doing in the background, does he? I think that's fair enough.
No, there's lots going on in the background. He just don't want to.
And why would you?
Divulge it all to us.
Don't want to tell your opponents, do you, what you're trying to do? So I think that's fair enough. And in terms of his, what his commitment's like, is I think he appreciates what he's been through with the club. He appreciates the support he's had personally from the club. And at the weekend again, he not long after the Cheltenham game, he'd said, "I appreciate how important this club is to people." And again on Saturday,
he's saying that
reiterated, "I want to be at this club for quite some time. Love this club, and I want to make it successful because the fans deserve it." I thought that'd go a long way.
I thought that when he said that he's committed. He's not here just for a couple of seasons, and I think he is. Invested in the club. He's that hard ride he had to start with, and
you don't realise until you list it out, do you?
No, and we were getting hammered, and then he changed it, and he kept it up. I mean, if we'd gone down, I don't know what would have happened, but we didn't, and now he's improving the squad. I can see it now, starting to improve in the performances, and I'm always an optimist, but I can see it definitely improving from under Hurst. Hurst was good, but I enjoyed, obviously the promotion year.
Hurst was good when he was good, but once he started to lose what we thought, lost the dressing room, didn't we? Ultimately.
Yeah. So he's getting there, Mr. Artell. Have faith.
Yeah, and I hear a lot of positive vibes about him this week, and I'm pleased, because I don't think there's anybody would want him to fail.
No.
There's people been negative in terms of last year's results and the like. Just shows you a bit of time. There can be positivity, but you've got to be patient. And Saturday's win won't be it. There will be ups and downs. There'll be we'll try stuff and it won't work. But we need to keep.
And I don't think he's the sort of guy. If we now go on a run and win 4 out of the next 5 or something, and I don't think he'll come. Well, I told you so. I don't think he's that sort of guy at all. He'll just say, "Look, we're getting there," and we're not there yet, and he won't. He'll just keep saying that, and it's right.
Yeah, and he won't cup his ear to the fans like Hurst. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah.
Anyway,
or Danny Rose did
yeah.
the other day as well.
Well, that was the away fans. But we'll
What I did like, I don't know if
few.
I mentioned it, just going back to the Notts County game, after his interview, after I thought he was going to be absolutely seething with the referee, and he wasn't. He wasn't. He was quite measured.
Yeah.
And he said, "Look, we lost 5-1. Yeah, they played. What's the name? Crowley played.
4-1. Don't do a goal difference a disservice.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm thinking of Wednesday. Crowley did his old Harlem Globetrotters in the penalty box and whatever, but he just said we're our own worst enemy, and we should have done better to close them down to stop the cross coming in. And so he looked at it, properly, and he wasn't angry at all.
So we're not far off. We're not far off now, Steve. We've a couple of things left to talk about. I think this year saw 125 years of Blundell Park. 2nd of September 2024 was exactly 124, 125 even years since 3-3 draw with Luton in our first game at Blundell Park. 4,000 crowds.
Oh,
so it finished 3-3, and Jimmy the lovely name Jimmy Cockshutt scored after 7 minutes. And we still didn't win.
Cockshaw.
Nothing much has changed, does it? He scored after 7
It
minutes.
was probably through. It's probably 3-0 up.
Probably. So, is it the ghost? Is it the ghost of Jimmy Cockshutt that has kind of stopped us from winning some of them games at Blundell Park after his opener at the ground didn't actually win the game? That might be the reason we jinx sometimes.
Yeah. That was that 125 years ago. Yeah. So that's from 1899.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. It is. Spot on. Nothing wrong with your maths, is there?
No. See how I got my job.
Yeah. And so move from Abbey Park. It's hard to imagine us playing there. I know the ground was on the corner of where the horseshoe of People's Park is. Park Drive goes around the park. And Abbey Road was on the corner there. It's hard to imagine it ever been there, isn't it now?
Can't imagine. It must have been just a field or something, yeah.
Yeah, had a couple of little stands by all account, bit of a non-league.
Before my dad's time, that.
Yeah.
He's watching.
Yeah, if you want to swipe when he gets home, you'll just have to ask him if he was there when it opened.
Yeah. Do you remember Jimmy Cockshutt?
Yeah. Just make sure you get the name right, because he might be wondering about films or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
He'll be looking down, going, what?
Moving on from that inappropriateness, we've got Chesterfield at the weekend who came up as a canter from the National League. They're not on a bad start. They were expected to do really well, but they've struggled a little bit in terms of results. They've drawn at home to Swindon, had a cracking win at Crewe 5-0, although even we won at Crewe 3-0, so I don't know how much of a feat that is. Drew at home to Salford 1-1, so two draws at home, and they've beaten at Gillingham even, thinking of the Woods, Gillingham at the weekend. So they've got 5 points from their 4 games, and behind us in the table. So what are you expecting to see from a game with them? They'll want to do well against us, I think.
Yeah, a bit tight game. It's going to be town was sold out, aren't they? The allocation.
Yeah, I think the allocation is smaller than when we're in the National League, isn't it?
Is it? Okay. Yeah, but it's going to be
season ticket holder levels at their end are bigger. So as long as they give us 10%, that's enough.
Yeah. Well, they just come up, aren't they? So I think they should do fairly well, but I think we get I think we can get a draw there.
Yeah.
Obviously, what would like a win. But,
Yeah.
I don't know how much money they've been spending, but I think they've got some. I think they've got some good players from what I saw from when they were in the National League.
They got Paddy Madden, didn't they, at the start of the window? But I think he got
That's
injured.
it, Paddy Madden, yeah.
He got injured quite quickly, didn't he? And
he did, yeah.
And so that's a bit of a loss for them. So it's not just us that have bad luck by the sounds of it. So yeah, it'll be interesting
to see. Yeah, close game, close to, not far to go. Town fans, going to be a good atmosphere again.
Yeah,
I think we'll give them a good game. Play like we did against Bradford. We'll be fine.
well,
But it's hard to keep that level.
Yeah, I'm hoping off the back of that, though, we'll at least got a bit of confidence about us to try the things that we were doing the other day, and actually, go for it again. I mean, I'd much see us, away from home, drawing or losing, giving it a go, than tamely rolling over 1-0, trying to pass it around the back four all game, hoping we get a chance at some stage. Because I think the travelling fans, particularly, we travel really well, don't we, in terms of numbers? It's a shame for us to go and see us capitulate without a battle, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we need to get a first goal. We can get an early goal, and then let them come on to us a little bit. And then because we're good on the break, we know we can play on the break.
Yeah. I think Stan Thorsen's key to that, isn't he? The Iceman.
Yes.
The Iceman cometh.
The Iceman. Well, he's looking forward to winter, isn't he? He said.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's too hot for him
at
the minute.
It's too hot. Yeah. It
Yeah.
must be hard to go to a hot country like Grimsby. Hot
he waits till it's
like
a December night or winter's night in Cleethorpes on a Tuesday night.
He'll be in his element. He'll be in his element, won't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Iceman cometh just as Jimmy Cockshutt 125 years ago.
For sure.
So so we'll look forward to that one. It's a challenging game. They're on a high, but I think they're finding League Two tougher possibly than they'd hoped. It is a tough league once you've come up. Not that Wrexham and Stockport would tell you that, but
look at where they are.
But yeah, they've had the investment, and I don't think Chesterfield, even though they've had decent investment, have not necessarily had the same level.
I mean, Stockport, Wrexham. I mean, it looks like they're going to be going straight up again. Championship. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's incredible. Especially when you see
but non-league, and then they're going to be one.
Especially when you see the gulf like we did this week of Sheff Wednesday to us, and the difference that there is between the levels. Yeah. Anyway, so one of the other things I've got news in the background is that we've got some great guests lined up for future episodes. I can't say who yet. We'll have to keep watching to find out who. But we've got some ex-players coming in. I've got some broadcasters, some notable broadcasters, and some fans who want to come and join us and share their memories of the time at Brundle Park. And I like to think they're fans that have been through thick and thin, and some who've been through just thin and thin. So we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see them when they come on, and they'll be welcome. Anybody else wants to come on, just get in touch, and we'll quite happily have you on and hear what you've got to say about town. Be that a memory, comment about recent games, whatever you want to talk about. Yeah, get in touch, and we'll get you on. And I heard a great comment this week, which I'm going to use from Dermot Gallagher, who was talking about the Declan Rice sending off, and it seemed a bit harsh, and he was asked whether common sense should have prevailed, and he just said common sense and refereeing don't go hand in hand. And I've clipped
Did he say that?
I've clipped the piece off, ready for us to be able to overlay onto our podcast when we've got a crap referee, which will be every week, because they don't have to make some weird decisions, don't they? I mean, again at the weekend, we shoulder to shoulder with somebody. He falls over, free kick. We get Charles Vernon chopped in half in the box. Definite penalty. Nothing.
Yeah. Oh, that was a penalty. Definitely. That was a definite penalty. And I've seen clips. There was in the corner flag on Saturday. There was Svan Thorsen, and he got chopped down. He got chopped down. The other player went down. Bradford player went down.
Yeah.
But you could see it was looking for the foul. The referee linesman gave the free kick the other way, and they were livid, weren't they?
Oh yeah.
And you could tell when the players are absolutely livid that it is they just look for the foul in that corner.
There was another challenge right in front of the lower Findus, John Smith's, call it what you want this week, and it was a definite foul on Van Thorsen. He got kicked up and down 2 or 3 times, and then when he got up, he nudged their player and he fell over and he got the free kick. And you're thinking, what's going on? What's going on? Talking of the John Smith's upper and lower, I saw a clip from Millwall last week, and they got the Dockers stand. And I just thought it's about time we named the Findus something else. If we haven't got a spot, even if we haven't got a sponsor, we need to call it the Sir Alan Buckley stand, the ABP stand, or whatever. The Dock Tower stand. You name it. Please send in your ideas. I did mention it on social media in the week, and there's a few ideas came through. But yeah, I think we were talking about it, and we think we need to get a new name for it. We can still have the sponsor over the top later if we get one.
The Bobby Cummings stand or something.
yeah. But just for any of those left backs who might want to feel their ankles wrapped at the start of a game. One memory of Bob Cummings used to get a nice welcome to Blundell Park thing in, which was good. And I think in welcomes to Blundell Park go a nice round of In Your Yorkshire Slum was ringing out as the free kick went into fill the goalkeeper. I'm sure that played a part in the goal.
Yeah, I think that was the whatever it's called, Findus stand singing it as well.
Yeah, it was really loud on all the TV clips I've heard. Really clear.
Yeah, really clear. Yeah. That's the first I've heard that for ages. Yeah. I think I said to you, some of the songs we sing now with a bit generic out of it, with all you said it with other clubs, they all sing the same song. Yeah. And we've got our own song, haven't we?
Yeah, yeah. And more of them came out at the weekend, and more power to the fans' elbow for that. But I think that's about everything for this week, Steve. So thanks for joining me once more. We've got more lined up, as we say. So,
it's good. Looking forward to the next one.
Nice positive one this time. And we'll see you.
Yes, and then it's all going to be positive from now on. I can just feel it.
That's it. We've got it. Yeah. So we'll see you in the next one. Thanks again. So thank you for joining us. As we said, we've asked Dermot Gallagher about the state of refereeing at Blundell Park. And I said, Dermot, do we have to bring common sense back to refereeing at Blundell Park? And here's his response.
Common sense and refereeing don't actually go hand in hand, do they?
Well, with the state of what you're sending us to Blundell Park, Dermot, you're right there.